everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog for this weekend. It's going to be busy. I have a lot to do. I wanted to do an update on my health issues I've mentioned in the past. I wanted to give you a tour since I have done the reorganizing videos. I also want to watch, or at least start watching the Wheel of Time series, so it's gonna be a busy one. This video is in collaboration with glassesusa.com. I will be putting on the screen the models of glasses that I will be wearing throughout the video and that I have been wearing in a lot of videos, and I will put all the information in the description box for anyone interested. See, that's another model that I've been wearing from their website. So on their website, they have a virtual tool, so you can either upload a picture of yourself or you can use one of their models to see what the frame would look like on you. You enter your prescription and then you can choose what kind of lens you need, either near vision, single vision, progressive. I need a mix of all of these things, and then you customize it with anti-scratch, UV protection, or blue light blocking, which is really popular in front of your computer. You then place your order and that's it, you're done. Standard shipping is free on all their orders, and if for any reason you're not happy, you have 14 days to return for a full refund. So like I mentioned, the website and the models of the glasses that I'm wearing and will be wearing throughout the vlog will all be linked in the description box, so check it out if you're interested. So once again, thank you to glassesusa.com for sponsoring this video. So like I was mentioning, a lot of things to do this weekend, but I also want to read, of course, and I started reading this one, which is Persuasion by Jane Austen. I've been nervous to read more of her books because I really enjoyed Emma and Pride and Prejudice, grew up watching it and reading it, and I really enjoyed a bunch of the adaptations for both of them, and then I didn't really care for Northanger Abbey, so I'm really happy that we're reading this actually on the Patreon book club, and so far so good. It's pretty early, so I'm not sure how I feel about much, except that why is everyone called the same thing? We're following Anne, who has two sisters, one called Mary and one Elizabeth. Which, like, why would you do that to us? Were everyone, actually, you know what? Were everyone called the same thing? Probably. I guess there wasn't a lot of, like, diversity with names, so that's probably going to be a problem for me because I can never remember who's who. Maybe I should start writing down the names of the characters. Anyway, so that's the physical book I have been reading, and the audiobook I've been listening to is The Woman They Could Not Silence, which so far so good, absolutely infuriating. I am mad. Basically a man putting his wife into an insane asylum because she has opinions, political and religious, and he can't take it. So it's great so far. I am enjoying it. But that was to be expected. So yes, that's going to be my plans. Today I'm going to continue reading this one. And you know what? Before I do that, let me do a little tour on my shelves, because I did do the reorganizing video, which I'll link down below for anyone interested. But I didn't really explain how I organized them because I put a little bit of information on the screen, of course, but I didn't go into details. I felt like it would be nice to have a video without talking, just, you know, music. It's fun once in a while, make it a little different. But let me show you a little bit closer what they look like and explain a little bit. To be fair, they're starting to be messy a little bit again, but my shelves are always messy. Like, if you ever see my shelves and they're looking pristine, you know something is wrong. It's not me. Let's do this. So from a little further, this is what they look like. We're pretending that a top shelf doesn't exist. It's just how it is. So this whole IKEA Billy bookshelf, which is 6 shelves, are all my fantasy books. And the top one, actually all of them, it's by vibes. This is 100% true. I just literally went by vibes. And afterwards, I realized that I pretty much separated them by gender. So it's an accident, but it just didn't feel fair to put like Brent Weeks next to like N.K. Jemisin. It just, you can't do that. So here we go. So we have these vibes together. Make your own conclusion here. I am doing this video knowing that I'm doing my 1 week 1 shelf in February. I have the little cat jar ready. I just filmed the video. I'm assuming it's already up, but that's the first TBR, the first week. So I'm currently learning where everything is because I have no idea what's on which shelf. So the second one is just more male authors, really. They're just all high fantasy. And I'm realizing that this is sci-fi. Let's pretend there's a logic behind it. This is Brandon Sanderson because he needs his own shelf. This was Fuller, but you'll see a little bit later in the TBR shelf. This is just a bunch of favorites, essentially. I was trying to be cute and it's just empty a little bit, but I guess this year we'll find new favorites. So yes, just a bunch of books that I have enjoyed. There you go. And I decided to include this one here because I always forget it exists because it's small and it's really weird and different and I like it. And then we have a bunch of female authors, mostly. Oops, my... There you go. And then more. I'm kind of pretending that the bottom ones don't exist because I need to do like a unhaul edition of Try a Chapter challenge. Basically, you read the first chapter of a couple of books and then you decide which ones you want to keep, because I have a bunch of like YA ones that I need to read them or just get rid of them at this point. Okay, this one is technically still fantasy. It's just a mess, frankly. I just need to like organize my shelves better. Basically, I'm waiting for the IKEA extension of the shelves to exist, or be back in stock, I should say, so I can like put them all on the same one. And then I have these really, really gorgeous edition of Ursula K. Le Guin short stories. This is really messy, but it's because it's my TBR / challenges for the year / month. That makes sense in my head. Actually, these are all the classics I want to read this year with the book club. This is my TBR so far for February. This is my TBR technically for this month, January, and those are the ones I have read the physical copy of. And then those are just more like books that I'm hoping to read this year. These were just part of the 20 books that I want to read in 2022, and these are like continuing series. Again, it makes sense in my head. I'm realizing when I do these videos that it's very chaotic, but we like it that way. The rainbow shelves, for anyone that doesn't know, the top one are books that I have read, the bottom that I haven't. So these I've mostly all enjoyed them, and they're bright colors, so I need something for there. And then the bottom ones are all the ones I haven't read, so who knows if they are any good. And then behind the couch, we have the shelves that I don't use a lot. So basically historical fiction, contemporary romance. This one is right there because I was suggesting it to someone, so yes, that's that. And then the bottom one is just more like fantasy. Really, I'm pretending again that this one doesn't really exist. And then like children's book, mostly some sci-fi that didn't fit with the rest. More sci-fi, which again, I kind of went by vibes and I probably need to organize them better. We're gonna pretend Emily is not here. I need to put her in like her princess suit for Valentine's Day. So yes, some classic ones, but it's mostly like hard sci-fi on this one. Mostly. Then it's definitely hard sci-fi. A lot of the ones that I'm scared of, basically. All of these are scary to me, but I've heard really great things, so I'm hoping to get to them eventually, but yes. Then we have my SF Masterworks editions, and then some of my favorites on here. Basically, I decided to put them closer to me so I can actually just grab them easily when I do a video instead of like looking for them. And the rest is still sci-fi. This is more like dystopian or post-apocalyptic, basically. And then this one is mostly YA. And then some authors that I'm pretending don't exist. Not all of them. Then we have the nonfiction, the science ones, and then the not science ones, and my Kindle. They're messy right now because I just did my video about nonfictions. I need to put them back, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to put them with the challenge one or not, because I will forget about them. I just, if I don't see it, I forget. Mystery, thriller, horror. Again, it's mostly by vibes and just the look of it, really. These are mostly like hardcovers kind of thing and just pretty edition-ish. The classics. And then the Stephen Kings. So the plan this weekend is to try to read this. I will start watching Wheel of Time. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I won't do much reading because I will be binge watching it. Who knows? And I'll keep you updated before the end. I have to say, so far, I don't love Captain Wentworth, which I'm assuming is like the man that ends up with Anne, because we know Jane Austen needs to end on a positive note. But I'm not feeling him. I feel like he's kind of like a little misogynistic, which I guess back in the day, but like him not wanting women on the boat and him looking for a wife and just his opinions, and like he kind of ignores Anne, which I know she rejected him because of her family back in the day, but that was like 8 years ago, and he's back in her life and he's like ignoring her until a man seems interested in her, which like I'm hoping it's not the only reason, but hopefully I will change my mind, because everyone always says that he's super wholesome and obviously want to root for him and them, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm about to start watching Wheel of Time episode 1. This section will probably contain some spoilers. Obviously, if I end up watching more than one episode, I will make it very clear so you can skip ahead if you haven't watched more than the first episode. And again, I've only read the first book, so I will be commenting based on that. I'm nervous because I've heard really mixed reviews, but I'm still very hopeful. I just want to see what the characters look like in the TV show, and just see what they have changed or haven't changed. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited. Okay, so Maureen, the actress was something like that. She looks perfect for that role because she's supposed to be like effortlessly beautiful, timelessly beautiful, I should say. But it's so strange to see her as a brunette. I'm not sure how I feel about blonde being very stereotypical samurai kind of look, I guess. But let's see how it works, because you're supposed to wonder if there's something between them or not, but they're not supposed to be, right? At least not in the first book, like at all. So I'm hoping they're not going to add a bunch of romances for no reason, which Hollywood tends to do. Rand is definitely a big boy. I'm curious to see his two other friends because they're all supposed to be quite big, especially Perrin. But so far so good. Definitely looks like a big 20-year-old. I wanted to know what Matt would look like. He definitely has that likable, but like you will get everyone in trouble. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him because a lot happens in that first book. Perrin is married? Let me pause this. Perrin is married? He wasn't in the book. Am I imagining something? He wasn't in the book. See, I mentioned that I didn't want them to add romance. I am really hoping, like, how is he going to be married and go on an adventure forever? I am really hoping that what I'm thinking is not going to happen. Because I really hate that trope. She better not exist just to create trauma for him. I just don't understand why they added a wife if it's not for that purpose. I'm looking forward to the longing between Egwene and Rand. That's my favorite part. Well, longing in general, not necessarily in that book, but I'm curious to see how they're going to develop that romance on the screen. Why do every fantasy TV show, everyone has like a British-ish accent? Why is that?
Name yourself, stranger.
It's like a remote village. Why would they have a British accent? I don't remember his Matt family being this problematic. Am I misremembering? Like, I mean, it's possible I forgot some stuff, but like, I don't think his mom was an alcoholic in the book. So they added a scene of them washing the dishes together. I guess we're getting some longing a little bit more. We didn't get that in the book. Why are they kissing? Why are they kissing? Were they having sex? No! The whole point is that they're supposed to be both like naive little virgins that just don't know what the hell they're doing and just longing. I am so mad. Why? Ugh, why? Why is Maureen in a bath? Who is going in the bath with... Why is Lon naked in the same bath with Maureen? They're not supposed to be a thing. Are they trying to recreate like The Witcher? The hype of them being in a bath? Like, no. Why do they always have to do this? Like, this is not like The Witcher. I don't like this. Rand and Egwene did have sex. I am not happy. Why would they do that? It makes no sense with the story from the books. Obviously, I've only read the first book. But, like, why do they always have to do that? Like, literally, we're not even halfway through the first episode and they messed up a bunch of stuff. No. They already made two couples that weren't supposed to be couples, at least not at this point. So Nynaeve was adopted. Was that part of the book one? Or is it, like, further in this series? Because I don't remember that. And I'm starting to wonder, like, is it me that's misremembering everything? Which wouldn't surprise me, but, like, I don't remember reading that. Oh no, the Trollocs. What are they gonna... Oh my god, they are ugly. I was preparing myself, but I was not ready for this. Oh my god. Wasn't it a different bird on the sword in the book? Because that looks like a very mild looking bird. I don't know terms in English, but like I thought it was like a falcon or something, like more aggressive than this little soft looking bird. I don't know. Also, wasn't the Cholak supposed to say something that Ren would remember? And he didn't. Okay, Nynaeve is definitely badass, but the magic that they gave Warren is so weird looking. It's kind of ridiculous. Like with that budget, that's the best they could do. I don't know why, it's just weird to me. Am I being too judgy? I am dreading this scene. I feel like his wife only exists for... What the fuck? You have got to be effing kidding me. No. Oh, no. I called it that she was going to die just to create trauma, but him killing her, I did not expect that. What the no. This is literally my worst, most hated trope at the moment. Well, one of them. Female character existing just in order, well, something horrible happening to a female character in order for the male character to start his journey, which is exactly what they created a fictional wife just for her to die, but not only that, but for her to die at his hands. I don't even want to continue watching. Like, I'm going to finish this episode, but I don't even want to continue watching this. In the book, it wasn't implied that a dragon could be a woman, right? Because now she's saying that, Maureen is saying that she's there for the 4 of them, including Egwene, but that was not the case. In the book, it was only the 3 boys. I'm not mad about that change, but it just changes the whole story. But I guess they have to do that since Nynaeve is not there. Okay, so I finished the episode, and honestly, I'm kind of disappointed, as you probably could guess. I don't really like whatever they added. Like, I know that they wanted probably to make Matt and Perrin more likable and have like a more of a story than you get in the beginning of book 1, but Matt, I can let it go. But Perrin killing his own wife is just probably the one thing that pissed me off the most in this whole episode. I also don't really like the bat scene of Moiraine and Lan. And I don't like that Egwene and Ren already had sex. Like, it's not the sex, it's just the fact that they're supposed to be naive, and like the whole first book is like their romance kind of budding. And it's just straight up in the first 15 minutes. I like the longing. We're not getting any. And yeah, at this point, I don't think I'm going to continue the series. I'm just mad. I might eventually crack, but let me know. Does it get better? Because I was really excited, and it's just not it. I also wanted to update you on my audiobook that I've been listening to, The Wound They Could Not Silence. So far, so good. I'm very much, pissed. About 50% into it, and the medical gaslighting, the just abuse, the whole thing is just incredibly annoying, which brings me to a life update. Some of you might remember that I've been mentioned on and off that I've been having a lot of health issues, not knowing what was going on. I finally have answers. It's been a year and a half of being in survival mode, which I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Feel free to vent in the comment section if you feel the need to, because this is my time. For anyone curious that wants all the tea, here it is. In September 2020, I had a reaction to my copper IUD. We don't know if it was allergic reaction or something, but my body decided not for me. Because of the panini, though, I wasn't able to go in person. The doctors did not want me to go. They just assumed I had a UTI and just gave me pills and sent me on my way. And I was like that for 3.5 months on and off until I had to threaten I was going to rip it off myself if it didn't take it out. So that worked. They finally removed it, which helped with my symptoms, which if you've ever had a UTI, you know how painful it is, and just waiting for a couple of hours for the antibiotics to work is like torture. So 3.5 months of that was, you can see me in my videos. I really tried not to show in my videos, but like you can see me like not doing my hair anymore and like basically degrading last year. But yes, they finally removed it, which helped with my symptoms a little bit, like the burning, but I still had an overreactive bladder. I still had a lot of pelvic pain, and my doctor decided to wait like 2 months before I had blood tests just to let the inflammation go down. So I eventually got blood tests, and apparently everything was fine. So I had to pay out of pocket for a pelvic floor therapist, which did help. I definitely recommend them if you're having any kind of issues there. But unfortunately, she went on maternity leave, so I had to wait a couple months to see another one, and then eventually, like, there's only so much they could do because my issue wasn't really my pelvic floor. It was reacting to something, but of course, went back to the doctor. You're still fine, but they finally agreed to get me a pelvic ultrasound. And I got the result just in time to see a gynecologist, which I had been on the waiting list for a year for. And you want to know the best part? When I said I wanted to see one, they were like, there's no reason. Like, you just have pain. Like, it's not, you just have to accept that sometimes you just don't know the answer. So I had to say that I wanted to get my tubes removed, which is not false, but like, that was not the reason I wanted to go. So in order to have the appointment, I had to lie, but not really. And then when I got to the appointment, they finally had the results for my ultrasound. And who would have thought? I didn't have a UTI. I didn't have an STI, which they kept thinking I had one. I'm like, it's during a panini. Like, I was single. What do you want me to? Anyway. And then my favorite, they would always say that I probably had anxiety, which seems to be the modern way of calling women hysterical, which they just wanted to give me antidepressant, which I wasn't depressed, so I said no. But yes, I saw the gynecologist and he was like, yeah, of course you're in pain. You have a 4 centimeter cyst on your left ovary. And the kind of cyst that it is a like chocolate cyst, implies that you probably have an advanced case of endometriosis, so you probably have adhesions all over, including your bladder. So wow, not crazy. So that was nice for about 5 seconds. But now I am waiting for an appointment for surgery, which again, who knows when that will happen because of the panini. Everything has been like on and off and on pause. So yeah, I had to go back on hormones, which I never wanted to do ever again because I had such a bad experience. But so far, not too bad for the side effects, and it has helped for the pelvic pain, which is like, like the whole like medical gaslighting. I could literally feel the pinching on my left ovary, but that must have been just, I needed to relax and not be anxious. So yes, the pills have helped for that, but not for the bladder, unfortunately. So now I have to just wait for the surgery, and hopefully that will go well. As far as affecting this channel, I'll probably be off between 2 to 6 weeks, depending on how it goes and how much damage there is. I will be pre-filming videos because I should know a little bit in advance. Worst case scenario, if it takes longer to heal than I expected, you'll just see very relaxed vlog or update like in bed or something, which I don't think anyone's gonna really care. But yeah, that's been my life. A year and a half of just surviving and trying not to just punch a doctor in the face. I am very much looking forward to the surgery, even though it's obviously scary, just to not be in pain anymore and maybe have a few blissful hours of not thinking about my bladder. That would be so great. Gotta laugh to not cry, right? And hopefully by that point I will have the energy to actually do videos. I have so many videos I've been wanting to do, but I just don't have the energy for. And I even want to decorate my place, but I've been on survival mode for a year and a half, so I just haven't had a chance to do anything because just reorganizing my bookshelf took me like 4 days because I got really tired really quickly. Plus it just wouldn't help with the pelvic pain. So yeah, that's that. Do you want to laugh? It's not funny, but I started having also issues with my blood sugar. I was having like reactive hypoglycemia. Basically my blood sugar would drop after I ate like a banana or something that had like sugar. And I have a blood testing machine, which if you have diabetes, I am so sorry. Like, I obviously knew it wasn't something fun, but the first day I woke up like middle of the night and I was feeling hungry, not well, and I ate a banana purposely, so I wanted to test my blood, and I fell back asleep. So I woke up feeling horrible. And like I tried to like read the handbook that came with the machine in the middle of the night, trying to poke my fingers. It wasn't working properly. Like I wasn't basically putting enough blood on the little paper thing. I just started crying and went back to bed. I have a feeling no one's gonna think this is funny as much as I do. But yes, that's the reason also I have been waiting to get the cat, because I want to get probably more than one, but I wanted to get better first. And I want to be sure that I'll be, okay and able to take care of them. So I might have to wait until I get surgery. We'll see. But yes, that's the update. I know it's not super positive, but I always wait until I have an answer before like sharing that kind of stuff, because otherwise I don't know what's going on. I'm just not feeling good. But yes, definitely don't listen to your doctors. If you feel like something is wrong, something is wrong. There's a reason. The average time it takes to be diagnosed with endometriosis, I think it's 10 years now, is it? There's a reason. So let's go back to reading. Good morning. I wanted to update you one last time for this video. First off, my audiobook, I ended up listening to it a lot more than I was planning because Wheel of Time was kind of a flop. So the time I had like kept specifically for that was dedicated to cleaning, cooking, doing life stuff. So listening to the audiobook, and still maddening. At this point, I think I'm about 80% into it, and she just went to court to fight for her rights, and she's trying to also change the law for every woman, and it's amazing. I'm just very, very mad, basically, which is totally normal. The fact that like this happened less than 200 years ago is just insane. It's just a few generations, so that explains why things are still the way they are. Change takes a while, apparently, but yes, if you're looking for a new nonfiction to read or listen to, I would highly recommend her books in general, but this one is definitely a must so far. I do have about like 15% left, so I mean, I was about to start speaking French. Ça m'étonnerait. I would be very shocked if my opinion changed in the last 15%. It's great. Highly recommend it so far. As far as the physical book, I am feeling the slump. Like sitting down and reading has been very difficult for me in general, to be honest, in the last year and a half, because when I sit down, pressure on the pelvic floor and I'm in pain. So especially when I'm sitting comfortably, it's just like extremely annoying. Like on this couch specifically, like if I'm sitting like on a bar stool or something or standing up, I feel better, which is not the best to read. But yes, I think that this book is also very slow paced and very character driven. So it's probably not helping me like getting sucked into the book. So I think I might start flipping between this one and another book, unless things really pick up in the next, I don't know, I'm about halfway point at this point. So we'll see. So let's check what I have on my TBR that might help me with the slump a little bit. Like I could read like 30 pages of this and then read more, but something else. Let's see. So this was my original TBR for January. Those are the ones I have read, but I was also planning on reading these bad boys. And actually, I was supposed to also read the ebook of that, like prior to this, which I have not done. I don't know, like I've heard such mixed reviews about the rest of like the novella and then this that I'm a little nervous, so I might not do that right now. This one also has been putting me in a slump. I was hoping that the watching the TV show would help, and I'm still at chapter 5. So yes, but probably like in March whenever I'm done with this challenge. So I think I might start this one because I really enjoyed book 1 and it would help me with my finishing series challenge, although I have book 3 too right there. But I think I might actually pick this up because I would love to read 1 5 stars this month. I am not on the way there like at all. So maybe this will be the savior of January for me. Hoping you guys had a better reading month than me, although there's still time to save mine. So this one might be it. We'll talk about it very soon in my wrap up at the end of the month. Thank you once again to glassesusa.com for sponsoring this video. I will link down below all the information in the description box. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out, and I will see you in an upcoming video very soon. Bye.